All right, folks, we are live and welcome to the second episode of What the Hell Did I Just Watch? And this week on What the Hell Did I Just Watch, we are going to take a look at a fantastic free platform that I highly recommend. Okay. It is called Canopy, canopy.com. Okay. And Canopy uh, it's a free service, and it's basically the only thing you need is an active library card. So if you have your library card with its the number on it, you go to canopy.com, and if your library is doing this program with Canopy, you just input your library card number, and then you join Canopy for free. And then every month you can watch 8 free movies. Okay. Now, you might say to yourself, well, yeah, 8 movies. Yeah, that's not a lot. Well, check this out. These movies are either first run, they're definitely top tier, no commercials. Okay. So it's unlike Tubi and other platforms. You have no commercials. You get an incredible selection. And I just want to point out some of these films. It's absolutely amazing. So let's check it. Let's take a look, shall we? Now, uh, as far as like first run films, we're talking. For instance, they just added Shark Bait. That's 2022. This is a film that's been talked about. Obviously, if you're a shark fan, shark horror film fan, this is for you. It's brand new and it is on Canopy. Check it out. Spencer 2021. This is the film about Princess Diana and Prince Charles, starring Kristen Stewart. Definitely what would be considered a top tier film. It's on Canopy for free, no commercials. They have, for instance, now they do have some interesting looking documentaries. These are films in my list, so I've just kind of added these, and I'm going to be watching them, of course. And I've seen a lot of them already. But Rise of the Superheroes 2018, was not aware of that, so I'm definitely going to check that out. Looks pretty cool. Um, Comics beyond the comic book pages, and this is what we're talking about, people in the industry, writers, artists, publishers, everything. So it looks like a really cool documentary on the comic book industry. Comic Book Confidential, where they profile 22 comic artists and writers and publishers. So, from all over the spectrum, from Marvel, DC, the Independence Underground, the whole thing. So, looks great. Check it out. Next, we have, that I've added 24-Hour Party People. Now, this film is fantastic. Basically, it kind of chronicles, to a certain degree, the beginning of the punk scene. And I believe it's in Manchester, and it's kind of like the Sex Pistols and so forth. It's really funny. It's so well done, and I highly recommend this. It's a great piece of punk rock history. 2002, absolutely highly recommended. This one you must see. The Professor and the Madman, another top tier film. I don't know what happened to this film in the excuse me, theaters or otherwise, because I had never heard of it until I found it on Canopy from 2019. Now, this is the story, in essence, of the creation of the Oxford Dictionary. And the story is so insane. You've got to see this film to believe it. Mel Gibson is fantastic. Both of them, actually, Sean Penn and Mel Gibson, are just extraordinary in this film. You must check this out. It is of great historical importance. Absolutely a must see. Then you got Gettysburg, 4.5 hour film here, from 1993. Fantastic. I think this was probably a mini series in 2 or 3 parts. Man, it's intense. It's just such another great historical drama. You gotta check it out. Highly recommended. Move down here, of course, there's the Alamo. You know, I would suggest that you remember the Alamo and watch it. John Wayne, of course, there, and Ben Wheatley, the great Ben Wheatley. I totally dig the hell out of his films. A Field in England is just great. You gotta see if you haven't seen it. You gotta see it. It's just a hell of a film, as they call it. A Field in England is a psychedelic trip into magic and madness from Ben Wheatley. And indeed it is. Cinematography is fantastic. I love the way he does the film. It's a little reminiscent of Eggert's The Lighthouse. I should say that, you know, perhaps The Lighthouse was inspired a little bit by Ben Wheatley's A Field in England. Some of the techniques used, and I love those techniques, by the way, and you know what I'm talking about if you've seen either film. Fantastic. Both were they're both shot in black and white. But in any case, and there's some specific techniques they use that are really intriguing, and you don't really see it often. But fantastic. What can be said about Dark City? 1998, one of the great science fiction films, absolutely, of the 20th century. I'll go that far. It's just amazing. God, William Hurt, Jennifer Connelly, who just manages to get into some great films, and this is no exception. Dark City, you gotta check it. Dirty Work. What can be said? Norm Macdonald, hilarious freaking comedy from 1998, and I've got it. I've seen it. I don't know how many times. A dozen times maybe. It's way up there in film and movies. As far as comedy movies go. The Parallax View. Once again, top tier 1970s political thriller. I'd put it up there with the original Manchurian Candidate, with that kind of, you know, if you like that kind of thing. Also, The Star Chamber is another one. I'd put it into that level. If you love political thrillers, you gotta see The Parallax View. Warren Beatty he's just outstanding in this film. Fantastic film, highly recommended. Nicolas Cage, a lot of people have said, that Pig he delivers an Oscar-worthy performance, and I would say yes, he does. It's a fantastic film. I don't think especially now, the way that the Oscars is, that they would recognize that film or Cage. I don't know. I don't think so. But it's a great film. It's weird. It's kind of a slow burn. But Nicolas Cage is just fantastic. It's a one of a kind film. I mean, I really haven't seen anything like it, and I highly recommend it. 2021 film, top tier, free, commercial free, now on Canopy. They just added also Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. They're both great. You know it. I know it. I'm going to watch them again. I've seen them, many times, but they're on the list there. Necromancer is one I just added, and one that they've just added. 2021. I don't know a lot about this film, but I believe it's British soldiers encounter supernatural hijinks, in a forest, and that type of thing I love. So it's in the horror thriller category. 2021, pretty new movie. So I'm absolutely going to check that out in the next few days. It looks great. Come on in. Another one, 2020. It's a horror film, drama, horror thriller. Apparently on the psychological drama thriller side. Looks very intriguing. Absolute must watch. And there's a ton of them. It just keeps going. Mary Shelley from 2017. I haven't seen it. Looks interesting. We'll see how that goes. Tom Sullivan's 2001 Maniacs Field of yeah, sorry about that. 2001 Maniacs Field of Screams 2010. Further meditations on the 2000 Maniacs original Herschel Gordon Lewis and all that stuff. It's a comedy. It's a horror thriller. I love the horror comedy subgenre. Guess what you call it. So we'll be checking that out now. Uh, the Man Who Knew Infinity. Yeah, this is a film. Yeah, what they it basically it's hard to say exactly where this is going, but Jeremy Irons Whew. Jeremy Irons and Dev Patel star in this inspirational film about an obscure Indian mathematician whose groundbreaking theories changed mathematics forever. Never heard of the film, but it looks intriguing. I'm going to watch it. The only thing that, I mean, it's not an absolute necessity because I can just go to YouTube and watch the trailer. They don't have trailers on here. When you click on a film, like, let's go to Mary Shelley here. Oh, they do have a trailer for this. Trailers don't require. Wow, they've started adding trailers, folks. Let's go back. I didn't realize that. Sorry about that. Geez, you gotta check out. Let's check out a couple. Hey, let's check out the Shark Bait trailer. Oh, they don't have one. Ah, okay. Let's check out the Professor and the Madman. See if they get a trailer. They do. Here we go, folks. Here's the trailer to The Professor and the Madman. Or perhaps not. I don't know what's going on with it's they're pulling them off YouTube, so it's not looking good. I don't know. I just go to YouTube and drop it in and watch the trailer, if I'm interested in the film. So it's great to see that they've now added the trailer button. That's quite cool. So as you can see, there's just a ton of films. I think there are films for every taste, and from indies to Hollywood films, A-list, uh, new films. They pretty much cover the whole range. And the greatest thing is that it's free and there are no commercials. So I urge you to go to canopy.com, whip out your uh, library card. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, library card. And, see if your library is participating. And if it is, you've got, essentially another streaming service that you can check films out for free on. I mean, you can't, it's a win win situation, folks. So head on over to Canopy, check it out. And I will be checking you guys out next week with another episode of What the Hell Did I Just Watch? Bye bye.